Do you like great escape stories? The Bible is full of great escape stories, and God is the ultimate escape artist. Let me tell you about Jacob, who went to live with his uncle Laban for 20 years and married two of his daughters. And during the 20 years, he built up Laban's flocks and herds of his own at the same time. But then one day, Laban's sons began to say, Jacob has stolen our flocks and herds and become wealthy at our father's expense. Then God spoke to Jacob through an angel in a dream and said, I've seen how Laban has treated you these 20 years. It's time for you to go home to your home country. The next day, Jacob called his wives, Rachel and Leah, to come out to the field, and he said, you know how hard I've worked for your father all these 20 years, and he has cheated me again and again and again. He's changed my wages 10 times. Last night I had a dream in which God's angel spoke to me and said, it's time for you to go to your home country. The girl said, that's fine with us. Our father treats us like foreigners, and he's certainly not going to give an inheritance to our children. So the girls raced home, packed up their things in saddlebags, and Rachel stole her father's household idols and put them in her camel saddlebag. And they went out, and Jacob and all his flocks and herds and his wives and children fled. Well, it was 3 days before Laban heard that Jacob had left. He called all his relatives together, and they chased Jacob for 7 days. The night before they caught up with them, God spoke to Laban in a dream and said, don't you dare hurt Jacob in any way. The next day when they caught up, Laban shouted at Jacob, what do you mean running off like this? Why did you drag my daughters off like prisoners of war? Why didn't you tell me you wanted to leave? I would have thrown a farewell party for you. Why didn't you let me kiss my daughters goodbye and kiss my grandchildren goodbye? And you've stolen my household gods as well. Lucky for you, God spoke to me in a dream last night and told me not to harm you. Otherwise I would have killed you. Jacob said, what do you mean, stolen your household gods? Search the camp if you want. If anyone's found with your household gods, let them die. And so Laban searched Jacob's tent. Nothing. He searched Leah's tent. Nothing. He searched the servants' tents. Nothing. Then he came to Rachel's tent. Now Rachel had hidden the household gods in the saddlebag and was sitting on them. She said, oh, Dad, please don't ask me to move. I'm not feeling well. Laban searched the tent. Nothing. Came outside. Jacob says, okay, lay out in front of everybody everything that we've stolen from you. Let all your relatives be the judge between us. And Laban responded, your wives are my daughters. These are my grandchildren. Everything you have comes from me. Anyway, let bygones be bygones. Let's make a peace treaty. Let's gather stones together and make a pile. So everybody went and grabbed a stone and made a pile of stones, and Jacob and Laban sat down and ate together. And Laban said, I swear by the God of our fathers, I will not come past this pile of stones to harm you. And Jacob swore, by the God of our fathers, I will not come past this pile of stones to hurt you. Then Jacob made a sacrifice and called everyone to join in the feast of peace. That's how God engineered the great escape for Jacob.